Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks. This is not actually the beginning of a reaction that's coming in a minute or so. I just wanted to take a second to say happy birthday to Dany, who turns 24 today, I think. Yeah, that's right. And I read in the comments a bunch this morning that it was her birthday, and I even wrote in the comments, I really don't want to forget when I do my reaction today, and I completely forgot. So I wanted to record this little intro and say happy birthday to Dany. Best wishes. Not that I think she'll see this, but if you happen to, happy birthday. And now back to our regular programming. Hey everybody, welcome to Dad, Daughters, and Drinks, where you'll always get at least two of those three. Today you've got me, the Margarita Kid, and today's reaction is sponsored by coffee. And we are going to be reacting to the third from last track on the Queen of the Murder Scene album on our journey through the Lunario concert. And this is Psychotic, which I'm really excited for. It sounded like a lot of people in the comments were excited for this one. I guess it's kind of got a strong punk feel to it, and that makes sense considering it seemed like the, what I've been referring to as the evil side, kind of devil on the shoulder. Queen has seemingly mostly, if not all, taken over at this point. So we're going to go ahead and check this out and see if there is any hope left for our girl. All right, headphones. I think in the last song she said something about her blood not being red, and I kind of speculated that maybe she meant black in a metaphorical way. Boy, maybe I got something right for once. And the imagery in the back seems like it's going to be that kind of chaotic stuff again. I see flames, and it looked like there was something that came forward as well, but I assume it's going to be a lot of chaos. We'll go back. This isn't quite the cover, right? The cover of the album is an actual girl's face, and I think I remembered somebody said it's supposed to kind of be a composite of all three girls' faces. But clearly this is, I think, referencing kind of the death of that girl being taken over by the queen. And once again, Dany's rocking the anger queen face, going along with all these lyrics. Okay, so this is interesting. I know where I'm going. When I get down there, I'll sit on my throne, right? So this is kind of, Queen of Hell type thing now. So now we're getting into, some people had mentioned in comments on the last song that they're almost viewing the queen not as just a split personality type thing, but an actual embodiment of evil, hence kind of the term about not being able to, like, you can kill immortals, but you can't kill me, because the concept of evil will never really end. And I've watched some reviews previously, other groups obviously, that were talking about mental health issues. The reviewers were people that worked in psychiatric hospitals and things. Still about music. And one thing that they mentioned is, whether or not you believe in demonic possession, or if you just think some people have serious chemical imbalances or whatever it might be that causes insanity, a lot of times with those people, it does manifest as them thinking that they are Satan or the embodiment evil or devils or things like that. A lot of times it does get, kind of use a lot of religious imagery like that. And so it sounds like they've kind of gone that route here, which is, like I said, is kind of true for people that snap like this. So, once again, young people writing stuff that seems like it's well beyond their years. Some people had mentioned that after the song that they know how to spell psychotic very well, and now I see why. But I did want to mention just before they jumped into the chorus, she said something about somebody, dropping their gun. And so I wonder if this is really the Queen going off on some kind of a rampage, and some people maybe trying to protect themselves, and apparently not doing a very good job of it. There was a line at the end of that last verse, or in the middle of that last verse. There's something inside from which I can't hide. They laugh at my presence. They laugh when I cry. I almost wonder if that line's kind of supposed to be sung from the girl's standpoint, as if there's still this tiny little bit in there, and then it's the evil presence or presences that are mocking her. Maybe there's hope. I'm kind of looking for a little something of the starting girl in there. I'm not seeing a lot in this one. It does seem like there's a lot of darkness and murder probably happening. Although, kindly, the Queen is giving the people choices of how they want to die, is kind of how I'm hearing that. She said, okay, crimson blood tattooed on my hand. So I wonder if that is referring to those marks that I had been looking at all concert long. They seem kind of black, but maybe they're just dark red in a dark room. And the imagery is kind of going crazy. There's lots of death things, and this looks like this might be the girl actually here. So maybe they actually even show in the artwork the conversion of the girl into that skeleton, and I saw some other skeleton type stuff going on. So yeah, it's all painting a very clear picture. Yeah, it seems like they went there. So it seemed like she has gone psychotic. The imagery is all very conversion. It shows the girl, then it would show kind of the girl turning into the kind of skull face, which then I think the order that I saw them finally near the end, when we could see the screen for a while, was the girl, then the girl skeleton, and then like the skeleton wearing the crown. which I'm thinking that's kind of the final conversion of the Queen. So that was all real cool. The lyrics were great. Like I said, maybe there was a couple lyrics that you could read as maybe being sung from the girl. I used to focus on more Pow singing those parts, but I think I've been convinced from what I'm hearing and from some people in the comments that maybe sometimes when Dany's singing, it's still it could be either one of them theoretically, right? So she might still be singing some of the girls' parts. So I'm hoping that there was still a little something in there. And the music itself was, pretty punk oriented. It wasn't like necessarily full on punk, but you had a lot of like the downbeat, kind of almost staccato chord things going on, which punk music tends to really have a lot of. So, and not that I'm a punk like connoisseur by any stretch of the imagination. I was actually having a conversation with a friend recently about how, punk now, when I look back at, what I think of as punk from when I grew up, the Ramones and things like that, it tends to almost be more like in the same realm as classic rock. Kind of almost how like you think about when Metallica came out and they were like this cutting edge metal band, and now I hear them in elevators and stuff, right? These things kind of become less cutting edge over time because there's other things that go even further, right? So it had kind of an old school punk thing that I think fits in well with their rock and roll style. So all along, or all put together, I think this was really great. The music, there was that clear, there was that part where they kind of changed tempo in the middle a bit, and you just heard the crowd go wild because they knew what was coming. And so I love everything about this. Again, this whole concert, the crowd involvement, the imagery in the back, the lyrics, Dany and her faces as she's kind of being taken over by the Queen. I still think she was a little bit more psycho looking in the previous song than this one, but they also didn't really show her close up like that quite as much. So maybe she wasn't. I just missed it. Either way, this is really cool. We've got two left. Hunter, which is the other song that I skipped at Lunario, that I'll be going back and doing those eventually. So it's Hunter, and then I forget what the final one was called, Stars something or other. I think the title was cut off on my screen, so I didn't see what the whole thing was. But the Hunter, I think is what it's called, is coming up next. And so again, that almost sounds like, I'm assuming that this is the Queen as a hunter going after something. Now maybe not. Maybe there's a hunter that's coming after her, or maybe the girl now becomes the hunter of the Queen. I don't know. There's a few different ways it could go. But it feels like it's really moving in a not positive direction. And when I think about the first song being the funeral, I think for the girl, the people have kind of said, it's almost like you could listen to it in a cycle with that funeral as the bridging point between the end of the album and the start of the start of it. I don't think it ends up very happy. Now maybe the girl takes over at the very end and dies in order to stop the Queen. I don't know. We shall see. You guys probably mostly all know the answer, but I do not. So I'm looking forward to that. In any case, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.